These are the 10 most iconic moments in Premier League history. And at number 10, we've got arguably the most iconic way to decide a football derby.
One of the great goals in the history of the Manchester Derby.
Now, as iconic as that goal is, it's still not as iconic as the goal in our number 9 spot.
And the quickest way to go towards the ball was turning that way instead of that way.
Change pace through the centre. It's Bergkamp. That's magnificent.
A truly magical moment for an iconic player. Now, if we're talking iconic moments in the Premier League, we've got to mention our number 7, as it's just as memorable. The very charismatic Frenchman who declared himself as the king has lots of memorable moments in Manchester United, but not only good ones. See, Stone Cold celebrations are not the moments that many fans remember Eric Cantona for, because on January 25th, 1995, Eric Cantona created trouble like no other player before him. After the red card, a spectator thought to taunt him as he was walking off the pitch, and Cantona kung fu kicked the man, just like the WWE. But eventually it was found out that the spectator had been racist, so the King's kung fu kick was seen in a new light after that revelation, and turned Eric Cantona into a symbol against racism. Now, if we're talking about symbolism, we've got to mention one of the Premier League's truly great icons, Steven Gerrard. Can you believe that he didn't win a Premier League throughout his career? Well, he was damn close. It was 2014, with 3 games remaining in the season. Steven Gerrard and Liverpool met their championship rivals, Chelsea. If Liverpool win the game, they secure the title. And it all looked on schedule just before injury time. But then Gerrard...
Oh, and Gerrard has slipped, and Demba Ba is through here for Chelsea. It's Ba, he scores in front of the Kop.
This created perhaps one of the most used memes in Premier League history, the slip that cost Liverpool the title. It's also the moment that summed up Steven Gerrard's career, a long and arduous journey which came to an end without him getting to the promised land. Now, one guy that won the PL trophy several times is Jose Mourinho, or like he calls himself, the special one. See, back in 2004, Jose Mourinho wasn't one of football's most famous figures, although his profile had risen after leading Porto to the Champions League title. But it wasn't just on the field where this guy would become famous. He was also killing it in the press conferences.
And I won more premierships alone than the other 19 managers together.
But still, there is one special moment that sticks out from the crowd. The special one moment.
I'm sorry, I'm a bit arrogant. We have a top manager. Again, please don't call me arrogant, because what I'm saying is true. I'm European champion, so I'm not one of the bottle. I think I'm a special one.
Now, Jose Mourinho is truly iconic in the Premier League, but he's nothing compared to our next guy, because this guy might be bigger than the club he represented. See, back in 2013, it was time for the most legendary PL manager of all time to say goodbye to his Manchester United family. The world's most successful manager said goodbye to the game at Old Trafford in front of thousands of fans.
5 FA Cups, 2 Champions League titles, and 13 Premier League titles. The impossible dream made possible by the greatest British manager ever, Sir Alex Ferguson.
You know how good you are. You know the jersey you're wearing. You know what it means to everyone here. And don't ever let yourself down. The expectation is always there. So I'm going home. Well, I'm going inside for a while. I just want to say thank you once again from all the Ferguson family. They're all up there. 11 grandchildren. Thank you.
We're entering the top 3. And what better way to start than with Sir Alex Ferguson's arch-rival, Arsene Wenger. See, back in 2004, Arsenal had been fighting for the title against Manchester United in a close race for the last few years. Even with how close it had been, Wenger had seen something in his own boys that no other could possibly see. And because of that, Arsene Wenger made a huge prediction ahead of the season. And after 31 game weeks, the team was still undefeated. But his prediction was about to be ruined.
It's Gerrard's great ball to go in!
Because in game week 31 at half-time, Arsenal were losing 1-2 against a very good Liverpool team. If this result holds, Arsene Wenger's dream about going unbeaten through the season would crash land at the very end of the season. But instead, Wenger's most loyal player, Thierry Henry, did the unbelievable.
Played 38, lost exactly none.
That hat-trick came and saved Arsenal's Invincibles season. It's no wonder they're called the Invincibles. It's just a fairy tale moment. But if we're talking about fairy tales, we've got to mention our number 2, because you're about to witness the most epic journey of a team ever. See, in 2014-15, Leicester City had just been promoted to the Premier League after half a decade in the Championship in an attempt to make the leap to the top flight. And in 2015, Leicester City barely saved their spot. So at the start of the 2016 season, I don't think even Leicester players had fantasies about what was about to happen. The odds were 5,000 to 1. Manchester City, the biggest spenders of the decade and the strongest football force in the league, had spent over 7 times what the entire Leicester roster cost.
To score again! He was never in doubt!
Leicester City won the English Premier League for the first time in their 132-year history. What a fairy tale! From relegation to league winners. Wow! Could it possibly be more iconic than this? Well, there is one moment that goes beyond them all. It was May 13th, 2012. 1 game left of the season. Manchester City had not won the Premier League title since the league's inception in the early 90s. And with almost 2 decades without success, Manchester City could realise their dream at home to a 17th placed Queen's Park Rangers side with the worst away record in the league. If Manchester City won their home game, as they had done so many times earlier in the season, they would win the title on their home course. And to make it even sweeter, they'd beat their arch-rivals, Manchester United. It all starts well. At the break, City scored 1 goal and led by 1. Although it was also the case for City rivals Manchester United. If this stands as it is, the title will still go to Manchester City. Then the second half begins. City leading 1-0. It all looks promising. But it won't be long before all hell breaks loose for City fans.
Oh, let's go, Sarah, and Cissé's in here, and Cissé scores for Queen's Park Rangers!
And to make matters even worse, in the 66th minute,
Beyond Zamora, oh, it's in!
The Etihad Stadium was completely silent as fans lost hope of winning the title and thought about being beaten by Manchester United again. Then the news about the Manchester United match finishing 1-0. If everything stands as it is, Manchester United will steal the title 1.5 minutes before the end of the season. But the history books wanted it differently.
Rooney goal was enough for the 3 points. Manchester City are still alive here. Balotelli, Aguero! I swear you'll never see anything like this ever again!
What a commentary! What a goal! What an iconic Premier League moment! But you know what else is iconic? These 9 unbreakable records Cristiano Ronaldo holds. So be quick and go watch it.